Good afternoon, manufacturing all-stars, and welcome to this episode of Manufacturing Happy Hour. Today, you are going to learn about modern motion control best practices from a systems integrator that implements these solutions every day. I'm joined by Carlos Rogers, a registered professional engineer and the CEO of Novate Solutions. Cheers, Carlos.
Cheers, Chris. Thanks for having me on today.
Hey, welcome to the show. And you know, as I'm looking at your glass, there's something a little different from what we normally do on the show, and I'm not just talking about the logo.
Well, that's right. As any of you who have done motion control applications know, there are a lot of days you need something a little bit stronger than beer. So today I have a San Luis Obispo County bourbon that I'm sipping on.
I can appreciate that. And you know, before we dive into the motion control discussion, can you give us a little bit more info on yourself and Novate Solutions?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a little over 20 years experience in this industry. I've been working in engineering and integration. Novate Solutions provides cradle to grave engineering, integration, and support services for industry.
Excellent. So now to the big topic of the day, motion control. So let's start off with a quick baseline. What are you seeing out there in the field today from a motion control standpoint?
Well, that's a good question. What we're predominantly seeing today in everything from semiconductor to packaging is that we see a lot of legacy equipment, because once you were an OEM or even an end user and you got familiar or you got your application done with a particular platform,
right,
you're sticking to it. Because you don't want to go back through that pain. It was pretty painful 20 years ago, let's face it.
Definitely.
So today, we saw the integration of Circos for a while. That was our first application of process automation controller based motion. That was phenomenal. Today we see SIP motion and SIP safety all in one. And so what we're seeing today is a lot of people are nervous because they don't want to go back through that pain, but the tools are absolutely incredible to move forward.
And you mentioned some of the older technologies and some of the newer technologies there, but let's say someone's using those older technologies. What are maybe some opportunities folks out there missing out on if they haven't adopted some of these newer technologies for their applications?
So that certainly is certainly a good kind of baseline for us, that a lot of people are missing out on the technology. We have old e-stops that sometimes aren't even compliant with current code, but we have old e-stop technology that we can now incorporate into motion control applications in order to control the energy. So SIP motion is fantastic. We can get through all of the automation exercises, get the engineering really incorporated in the process. That works very, very well. With SIP safety, now we can manage the energy in a way that doesn't damage the product or slow the process. Recovery's faster and deployment time's faster, as well as we get away from those legacy technologies, those harder to find components. And today we even see, as the servo motor that we have sitting on the table with us, much cleaner applications with single power and encoder cables. Wiring is a lower cost. Every application is better. As an OEM, there's an opportunity to save money and have a much better product at the end. Much happier customers, of course, as all of us know when we step through an improvement like that.
So we've talked about kind of some of the history, some of the historical things we're seeing from a motion standpoint, some of the improvements on top of that. You know, what are some of the tools out there that are available to help people either reduce their design time, speed up commissioning, you know, whatever it is that allows them to get through projects quicker?
So certainly we all know Studio 5000 is an incredible tool, and that certainly helps get us going. But we also have Motion Analyzer, and we have other web-based tools. You're going to go ahead and provide some links for us, I think, Chris?
Absolutely.
So at the bottom of the video, there'll be a couple of links to this, but the additional tools allow us to solve all the kinetics problems or the energy problems associated with sizing and acceleration, all of our normal problems, then incorporating, of course, all of the safety tools into it as well.
And bringing in the safety is big, and as was mentioned, there's some tools out there that you can take advantage of, from Drives and Motion Accelerator Toolkit, Motion Analyzer. I will have links to both of those below this video. In addition to that, you know, before we wrap up, I'd love to hear a little bit more about Novate Solutions and the differentiators you bring to the table.
Certainly. Well, thanks for that opportunity, Chris. So Novate Solutions provides core engineering, and we really work on removing risk from projects. That's really our differentiator, in that we will handle the design all the way through integration and inception all under one roof, so that we're not having to worry about pointing fingers between different organizations. And we provide that unified front, especially for high-tech applications in semiconductor or chemical fields.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate the expertise that you and Novate brought to the show today. So cheers. Thanks so much for being on the show, Carlos.
Cheers, Chris.
And for everyone else out there, stay innovative, stay thirsty, and we'll see you back here on Manufacturing Happy Hour real soon. Cheers.